So do you know enough Portuguese now that you could understand the song just by listening to it?
No, it's very much reading the lyrics and pulling out a dictionary. No, like seriously, as soon as I got to Sao Paulo, I realized that I don't know shit about Portuguese.
Yeah. It's like taking the French class in high school and going to Quebec and being like, yeah, this is not going to work.
Well, it's just like I studied on my own, so it's like reading and writing, not a problem really, but speaking and listening, it's just like, fuck it. It's like, oh, hey, Mateus, can you just come over here and do everything for me? And I'm just going to stand here silently.
Was it the Rosetta Stone program?
No, I started with Duolingo, and then I finished that, and then I just moved on to library books.
Oh, okay.
I have Brazilian friends in Vancouver. I don't know why I don't utilize them, but I think it's because we usually just pull out a couple bottles of wine and then whoops.
It's another culture that's pretty famous for its barbecue, too, isn't it? Do you have a thing for barbecues? Yeah. We were talking about Korea earlier. I don't know if we were actually recording.
Oh, fucking Korean barbecue is the best.
And now you're doing Brazilian tours. Is it just about the food for you, Jeff? Is that what it...
I actually didn't eat that much in Sao Paulo. We drank a lot and we didn't sleep much, but there really was not as much eating as I would have liked.
Yeah. Did you have any barbecue?
Well, just the first night when Rodrigo made it.
Okay. And was it good?
It was awesome.
Better than Korean? About the same? Different?
Korean is the fucking best. I love Korean food.
And how many languages do you speak as we get to know you a little
Legitimately
bit more?
English and Korean.
Okay.
I can say things here and there in other languages. I dated this girl for years. She was Korean, but she did 2 years of university in Japan and worked in Japan. So she was pretty close to fluent in it. She used to get so fucking mad at me because I would forget the easiest things in Japanese, but 100% of the times I can go, Hakojin no toko ni... Oh, fuck, I screwed it up. I just lied.
100% of the time
I was totally going to call you on it, too.
98% of the time.
Hakojin
no toko no hito ga suki desu ka? And a Japanese girl taught me this years ago, and it means, do you like white guys? And I can fucking remember it like no problem.
The important things, I guess, for you, hey?
Yeah.
So,
Not where's the bathroom, but do you like white guys?
Yeah. I think there's little things I know in other languages, like Mandarin. I could be like "你会说英文吗," which just means do you speak English, but like Korean's the one I legitimately
Stop showing
know.
off, Jeff. This podcast isn't about showing off.
It's a
Well,
pretty
you brought
good
it up.
accent. It's a pretty good accent.
It's my Taiwanese friend can understand it, but I wouldn't say it's a good accent.
For a guy who speaks no other languages than English, I thought it was pretty good.
My Korean is apparently my Korean friends say my accent's really good, so that's.
I do an Australian accent from time to time. That's
Can we
about
hear it?
No. It's
Do you just swear a lot?
well, apparently that's the key.
Yeah. I'm going through the WhatsApp chat. I'm just like, man, these guys swear a lot.
Yeah, they
A lot
swear
of
a
cunts.
lot.
A
and
lot of
They use
cunts.
cunt a
it's
lot.
crazy.
Like, it's
the
might as well
word
do
the. Yeah, it takes over the word the.
Have you had the unfortunate displeasure of seeing a shoey yet?
A shoey.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know what
when
a shoey is.
Australians, they literally take the cheapest, shittiest beer and they drink it out of their shoe.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. That's
You'll be
that's
walking up
pretty
to
normal.
like some Australian girl at Fest, and you're like, I like this girl. And suddenly she turns around, she's drinking out of shoe, and you're just like, fuck it. I'd rather just be single
I think you
forever.
just met some person from Florida
Yeah.
with an Australian accent because she's been drinking out of a shoe. And then she's like, no, it's a shoey.
Or maybe she was, a tourist from Florida in Australia, came back and started to use that accent to pick up, people of the opposite sex. I've heard people do that.
And drink out of shoes.
Yes, and drink out of shoes. I've been enjoying the picks tonight, Jeff, because I've heard none of these songs. So
Well, I think
thanks
you'll
for
know this
bringing them
band.
along. Oh, this next one.
I think you'll know them.
Okay, I'm on the spot
This
now.
was actually my last spot I had to fill, even though it's my fourth pick, and I really bounced around like a ton of bands.
Okay.
I was gonna put Dead Bars in this slot, but you'd pick them for the sports show.
Yeah.
And I was gonna put Cadillac Tramps in this slot,
Is
but
it-
I felt like it was more like I don't listen to them that much anymore, and it was more relevant because their singer just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up going with Captain We're Sinking.
Oh, I like that band.
I love Captain We're Sinking.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
I want to like them so much because when I hear a song, I love them. But it's just, I don't know what it is about that band.
Do they just have one record or?
They just have they have two records.
Okay.
Well, and then they have like a release of like B-sides or something.
I feel like
that.
they're like on a lot of splits or something too. Like I always see them on things, but it could just be the same song.
They're one of those bands that's always like, oh, we're recording soon. We got new songs, and they said that at Fest 14, I think. And hey, look, we're almost at 16, and so But I mean, I love them. I was at a Yukon show, and I met a couple there who became like really good friends of mine, and it was right before Fest 13, and we got on the topic that we're all going, so we're like, oh, we're best friends now. And when we were talking about the Menzinger, she's like, oh, I actually prefer Captain We're Sinking. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And then it was like the whole Menzingers Captain We're Sinking connection came in, and yeah, went home.
Because it's his brother, one of the singer's brothers.
Yeah,
in that,
Greg
right?
Barnett's brother, Bobby Barnett's in it. So I went home, got the album, and I fell in love with it pretty much right away. Like, it's got sort of more of like a, I always say there's more like a Nirvana tone to the music, like a pop punk version of it, like more of a grungy garage rock sound of pop punk album.
I want to know what's going on in Philly. They seem to have like all these like basement shows and all this stuff. It seems
And
like
it
such
seemed
a
like they had
crazy
nothing
culture.
when we were kids.
Yeah, like I didn't remember any bands from Philly, but it seems
I
like
couldn't-
everything's from there.
The only Philly band I could name before all these bands started to break was the Dead Milkmen. I couldn't think of anyone else.
What about the Fresh Prince?
Is he a band?
Well, when he gets together with DJ Jazzy Jeff, he is a band,
Well, fair enough.
He's the rapper.
and he's the DJ, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the song I picked, and before we move on, because we've been missing my song titles.
We get to it.
I'm not very good at this thing. I picked Shoddy Workmanship, which is the last song on the album.
Awesome. And was that a band that you heard at Fest for the first time?
No, I heard right before I went to Fest.
Okay.
And did they play that year? Yeah, they played that year. I don't know. I was pretty drunk that whole time. So Fest 13 was my like drink through the whole thing and forget it all kind of fest. Fest
I'm
14
here
was
to just forget this.
Fest 14 was the one I remember better.
Fest 13 is the one I drank out of a shoe.
Yeah. Oh, I did a
That
shoey, mate. It was fucking weird. We grabbed these shoes, and all of a sudden, everyone's doing a fucking shoey, and then this fucking guy from fucking Vancouver comes over, and he's like, fucking shoeys. That's disgusting.
And then I went back to my Florida shack.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, to you, Mike.
I went with Sam I Am, who I think we've talked about on this show quite a bit, but You Were Freaking Me Out was one of those, it's still one of those albums I listen to all the time, front to back.
Yeah.
And I picked it up only because Brock, I guess no one really would know. Well, you
I
would
know Brock.
You know Brock.
I used to go to Megatunes and talk to Brock.
Brock was my like Megatunes guru guy. I just go to him and be like, give me something. And this was one of those albums he was like, you got to listen to this. And
Yeah.
picked it up and fell in love. So.
I think I remember Devin like flogging this album when it first came out, and it was a little too different for me at the time, but something that I later learned to really love and appreciate too.
I am so late to that bandwagon. Well, not bandwagon, but I really started listening to him about 6 months ago.
Sam I Am?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And
I saw them at the Warehouse, I don't know how many fucking years ago, like 16 years ago. But for some reason, I never searched them out beyond that. But I
probably would have been on that tour too, because I think I wasn't 18 yet. It was maybe Night Gallery. Was it the Warehouse or Night Gallery?
Warehouse.
And I tried to go.
Because it was one of the few shows I ever saw actually in the upper part, because it usually was in the underground.
Mm-hmm. I know I tried to go and I couldn't get in because I wasn't 18. And I've yet to see them. All these years, I
saw them at Fast 12, and it was not good.
No?
No, I was totally let down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised, and I should have known this. And I knew they had other albums, but when I was reading that Lookout book, is like they kept getting mentioned with all those
Which
Lookout
is
in the 80s.
crazy. I had no idea like that's where they came from.
So
Yeah.
I'd kind of known a little bit, but not enough. Like I checked out their other albums when I got You Were Freaking Me Out. I was like, it's not, didn't have the same sort of like.
Well, that and I would say Trips, which is a newer record by them, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of in between there that I just I couldn't get behind.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went with Full On, which is the first track, I believe.
And it's also an Australian saying, "Fall on, mate." That's
what
heaps good. It's heaps good, and it's fall on.
We should really edit out all this Australian stuff.
No, they love
they'll
it.
love it.
They absolutely love it. So my next pick is going to be a band.
That's the first time you did it.
I know. Well, Jeff kind of ruined it for me. So
I do that.
this is, I can't tell you where I heard this band for the first time or why, but I remember getting the record and just really not being able to put it down. It was just one of those Menzingers moments for me for you it is now. Does that make sense? Just like you're listening to the Menzingers a lot now.
Oh, yeah.
I listen to this album. I don't know. That was a weird way of saying that. But anyways,
Wish we
it was
could
an
see
album
what-
I listened to a lot too. The band's called Riverboat Gamblers. And none of their stuff outside of this record really stood up for me. Like, you know, it was one of those bands where you hear this great album, you start checking out the back catalog, you're excited about new releases, but it was just this one record that kind of really did it for me. Underneath the Owl is the record, and the song I picked was A Choppy Yet Sincere Apology. Either you guys into that band?
I feel like I've checked them out before and liked them, but again, like I just never never stuck with it.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say the same. I think when you got this, you were like, check it out.
Yeah.
And I listened to it and I was like, this is good. But then I never listened to it a second time, which I probably should have, I guess. We'll find out.
I get to the party late all the time.
Just as it's shutting down and people are having shoeys all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, let's party, and everyone's done.
Jeff,
Shoes are empty.
the party was yesterday.
There might be some rum left in that Doc Martin over there.
But if your only goal is just to forget it, does it really
Hey,
matter?
I didn't say it was my goal to forget it. It just sort of happened that way.
So we've got,
Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, Captain, we're sinking. Shoddy workmanship.
it's so fluid.
Sam, I am full on.
And Riverboat Gamblers, A Choppy Yet Sincere Apology.
My face is red from standing with a crushed against a glass wall I made myself, and the fingerprints, they're all that's left of the hands that were reaching in to wrap around my neck again. Now the only memories, I found a new way to save the ones you love, to break your friends, save your face. Can you hear me pray? Can you hear me pray? Sunday, I know you're sleeping. I know I said I wouldn't drink, but someone mentioned that an ounce of wine would absolve me of all my sins. So I took a shot for Mary, and I took two for your son. I had a few for my own self-pity, and I fell innocent again. And now it's Friday, Monday morning. I just finished my last drink, and my hands are shaking. Can you hear me pray? Can you hear me pray? Can you hear me pray? But don't take me at my word. It's just the state I'm in. I'm drunk and I am worn out, and these sleepless nights are beating me. It's the irony, it's the self-defeat of giving up a crutch. It's like a grudge. You'll be forgiven, but right now I need another one. So things have to change. My brother, are you okay? Just have to change. Just have to change. Are you
So in those few minutes that we turn the record button off, Jeff prefaced a story with, I was in a make-out threesome that I didn't want to be in, which begged the question, well, Jeff, what is that story?
And were there shoes filled with alcohol?
Well,
Shoeies.
I'm sorry.
actually, it was because Nate was talking about the whole getting sick after fest thing. And I said I only got sick after fest because I ended up in a makeout threesome that I didn't want to be in.
That's the only reason you got sick.
Well, I'd been in Philadelphia for like 4 days drinking with an Australian and a couple Brits, and then pre-fest and then fest. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing my body any help.
Right.
But yeah, I cannot drink tequila. Like, I black out, I become a zombie. Like, I can drink anything else for the most part and remember things and be okay, but like tequila fucks me up. And the very last night of fest, my Australian buddy Cam bought me tequila, and I was walking back to the front of the stage, and this dude stops. He's like, "Hey, buddy." I'm like, "Hey." And he's like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "Good." And he's like, "Dude, check out this girl." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "She's hot, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like she's pretty." And then she jumped up and she stuck her tongue in my mouth, and I was like, "Oh, like cool, like this is pretty sweet." And then, but then he kind
Then I
of
wrote my letter to Penthouse Forum.
You didn't vocalize that monologue, did you?
the problem was then he jumped in, and then I was like, this a little less sweet, not really enjoying this part. But then they just kept like taking a few turns, and then I don't know how long it lasted, and then I was
Sorry, let's qualify that. When you say taking a few turns, do you mean they're taking turns with you?
with me, not with each other.
Sorry, I just had to understand that. For a
So
moment.
I don't know how long it lasted. I don't remember. But I finally was like, oh, so that was cool. I'm going to see you guys later kind of thing.
So that was cool.
And then,
I'll see you
Ended
later.
up with fest aids.
Much later, the guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, that was cool. And I was like, yeah, dude, that was great. And he goes, I've always wanted to make out with an American. I'm like, oh, sorry, dude, I'm Canadian. He fucking looks so sad.
So did they start looking for an American after that?
I don't remember much after that, to be honest.
That's a pretty funny story.
Yeah.
I'll give that one
That's
to
why I
you.
got sick.
Yeah. Okay, well let's wrap this thing
This is a
up.
family
then.
show. We don't want to talk about stuff like this. I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
okay. I'll keep the next story to myself then.
This is all fine and dandy when we're talking about crazy Australians drinking out of shoes.
My sister did just text me a picture of her Australian roommate with a bottle of champagne on her head. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Was that champagne?
or maybe it was wine. I don't know.
I feel like it was wine. Like, who's buying champagne?
You don't know my sister.
Okay. This is true. I don't. She's a person that buys champagne.
I feel like her and her roommate would drink champagne on a Sunday night.
I was
Yeah.
like, it's Sunday.
Yeah,
Tomorrow is Monday.
yeah.
Makes sense.
She's like, I just flew back to Vancouver today, and I'm feel like drinking
Celebrating.
champagne.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who needs to celebrate to drink champagne?
Now, would she drink out of a flute, or would it be more of a?
Might be a boot.
Yeah. Well, these are good
All
things
right.
to know. Well,
Thanks for coming on our show.
Yeah, it's been a real slice, Jeff. I think we've all got to know you a little bit better.
I look forward to you editing this down to about 7 minutes.
That's the best part is none of it will be edited, so you'll just get to rehear all the things that you said.
I really hate the sound of my own voice, so I probably won't listen. Also, please don't send me hate mail.
Send Jeff's hate mail to me. I'll
Yes.
forward it to him.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yes, which is Cartoon Munt.
MUNT.
Yes, very
Cartoon
good.
the regular way.
I do enjoy. Yeah, I do enjoy the cartoons.
They are great.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're going to do one for the podcast.
I will do one for the podcast.
Excellent.
We should discuss it after what it will be,
Okay.
because my cartoons are a little weird.
Yeah,
This podcast
yes,
is
they are,
fairly normal.
and it's a family show as well.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
family oriented.
So thanks for listening. You can check us out on all the social platforms.
Yes, our website, highfives.ca,
Yeah, Twitter,
Twitter,
Facebook,
Facebook.
WhatsApp chat.
The WhatsApp chat's fun.
You might want to get in on that, Jeff.
You might have made a lot of enemies with your Australian.
That may be where the hate mail starts.
You know what? The day before you post this, I will go into the WhatsApp chat.
Okay. We'll be looking forward to that. I'll be counting the days. We'll all drink champagne on a Sunday.
Fantastic.
Is there anything you need to plug?
I've been plugging my Instagram. That's all I care about.
Okay,
All right.
that's all he cares about.
Yeah, I don't care
Is there
about
anything you
anything
wanna
else in
plug, Nate?
life.
No, I have nothing to plug. Mike, do you have any shows coming up?
Shows?
Yeah.
Any shows you're watching on TV these
Any
days?
TV shows? I'm into Santa Clarita.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
You know what we were supposed to talk about?
We didn't talk about Friday Night Lights.
Oh.
Nate hates Friday Night Lights. Did you know that?
This will be the part that gets edited.
You know what?
This will be the only part that
The
gets
funny thing is,
edited.
when I was discussing Linda, I was like, because it's a teenage drama,
I didn't
was
even
like,
pick up on it.
I meant to totally be like, oh, like Friday Night Lights or something.
Yeah,
the
we could've
rehearsal
talked about
didn't
it.
go well, did it?
No.
No.
We literally talked about this, that we have to talk about Friday Night Lights.
I do like the
And you gave me an opening.
I gave lots of openings. I knew it was coming. I do like that Santa Clarita diet, though.
Yeah, it's shockingly funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And kind of weird that Drew Barrymore's in it, too.
I think it's more weird Justified guys in it.
I don't know who that guy is. I mean, I've seen him before. Justified, is that...
That was his show before.
Okay. Are you watching Riverdale, then, if you like this teen
watching
bullshit?
Riverdale.
I don't even know what it is.
It's like the Archies
Well, I'm
in
guessing-
like
I
a
was kinda
teen
guessing
drama.
You put that together?
Yeah. Sometimes the neurons fire.
Go back to Riverdale.
Best Simpsons.
Could I watch this on the Netflix?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
it's on the Netflix.
It goes on after each episode. It's on Netflix.
The problem is I live with a 19-year-old right now who's
Oh,
got me
they would
watching
like
Pretty Little Liars.
Well, I'm sure
Riverdale is like right up that alley. It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
it's an interesting take on Archie. It's very Melrose Placey.
you have a new roommate.
Yes.
This is something, if you follow Jeff on Facebook, it happens about every 6 months, I'd say.
Well, this one's good. This one's really good.
This
but
one's
I
good.
had
I
the,
feel like that's what you
The
say
Chronicles of
every
Jeff's
time.
roommates
I had
are
the,
awesome.
I had the Korean dude who would like come into my room and start massaging me at like while I'm at my drawing desk. Like he'd just be behind me. And
Maybe his goal was to massage a Canadian.
maybe. And he'd always make this sound. Sorry, everyone, but he'd always go.
While he was massaging
No,
you?
all the time. He'd walk around the apartment doing that.
Was
all
he
the
blind?
fucking
Because
time.
I've heard about blind guys that do that, and it's so they can find where they are. Like they can hear the
Daredevil?
echo. Yeah, kind of like that. But these are real people. So was he blind?
No, he was just stupid.
Okay.
And then I had my cousin living with me.
Whoa.
He was like a big Trump supporter, and he was a pain in the ass.
So that didn't work out.
No,
very
I kicked
well.
him out
Yeah.
Yeah.
very, very angrily.
So is Thanksgiving dinner a little weird now that you?
No, I
kicked
don't
your
like that
cousin
side
out?
of the family
Okay.
anyway.
Okay.
They all got deleted off Facebook after that. I
Okay.
was like, good.
It was
No
a
more
big
of them.
move. Yeah. And
Yeah.
now you have a 19-year-old.
Yeah, it's nothing creepy or weird. She's just a 19-year-old.
I like how you preface that.
Well, because you know what,
You know
like,
what made that creepy? The fact that you had to say it wasn't creepy.
no, but it's like, you know what? When she was moving in, everyone's like, "Oh, don't you do anything stupid?" I'm like, she's a fucking kid to me, like.
Right.
So I always feel like I have to point that out. She's fun though. Like I feel like her dad, but it's kind of like nice to have like a chill person to live with for once.
Yeah.
Anyways, you should watch Riverdale with her because it's awesome.
I will. I'll.
It sounds really shitty.
Yeah, you and your daughter go watch Riverdale together.
Literally, like I was just at my buddy's house and his kid is 19, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
my god, like I really am her father.
Anyway, let's get to your last pick.
Speaking of a Japanese roommate, I'm finishing with a Japanese band.
Hey,
What a segue.
transitional comedy
So
at its best.
I was apprehensive about putting them on because they're so heavily influenced by the Blue Hearts. Hence why I'm sandwiching, doing a
bookend. It's a bookend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the technical term?
That is the broadcast term. Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah, I would know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're a professional.
I'm professional.
the band's called Stance Punks. I'm going to say the song title first before I forget this time.
Okay.
So
Here
the
it
song
comes.
title is Kusotare Kaihoku, which means, translates literally to shithead liberation zone. So,
So, is this another Me First song?
no,
No,
definitely
okay.
not. No,
Okay.
this is I love this fucking song. My buddy Nutso, you call him Nutso because he's crazy.
Nuts. Yeah.
Well, when
You
I
don't
was
call a Sen guy not so.
So, this band, the Shitty Beatles, are they any good?
No, I met Nutso when I was in Korea, and the Johnsons, who were an Edmonton skate punk band, they were touring Japan, and I just fucking went over to surprise them. And Nutso was their tour manager, and it wasn't even that long ago, a year and a half ago, I messaged him. I was looking for some Japanese punk bands, and he sent me this band. And the first time I heard this song, I was like, I love this band. And they're absolutely my favorite band on this list. I love them so much.
Would you say it made you nutso?
It made me a little nutso.
It's getting late. Okay,
Give me a hit
excellent.
of that Purell.
Excellent, yeah. It's Purell, not Purell.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think you've had enough. To you, Mike?
Fill my shoe up later. I went with Dear Landlord
Okay.
You know what? I almost picked them.
because the first time I put it on, every time I put it on, it feels like it was the first time I put it on. It's an awesome album front to back. And I'm cheating because I have 2 covers on here because I went with Whiskey and Records,
Well,
which is a cover,
awesome.
but at the
But
cover,
that's not really cheating, is it?
having 2 cover songs on this.
Why? Why
Yeah.
is that cheating?
I feel like I'm cheating. Anyway, like the Saltines did it, and I don't think anybody knew who the Saltines were until Dear Landlord covered them. So I don't think it really matters.
No.
It's a great.
It doesn't
song.
matter to me.
Great lyrics, great album.
I wouldn't know it was a
I
cover.
love that album.
Yeah, Are they around still? I feel like because they're all in all those other bands that they're just one of those things that if they record something, they'll show up somewhere. But
Yeah.
Do they have one of those Iron Chic family trees too?
I think they're in the copyrights, and
I don't know who else, but
there's a lot. Gateway District, I think, is one of their bands.
Huh.
actually, Iron Chic was a band that was hard to keep off this list
Yeah,
for me.
I almost put them on there, but I figured we've talked about them a lot.
See,
Yeah.
that's a band that like I like them, but nothing's ever really like clicked for me to throw that on all the time kind of thing.
Well, I think Iron Chic is best when you're miserable. And if you're not miserable, like I'm not miserable these days, so I don't listen to them much. But when I discovered them, I was really miserable.
I'm
Right.
not miserable, and I like them.
It sounded a little miserable when you said that.
Well, I'm always miserable,
Just
I
in
guess.
fairness. Just in fairness. All right. Well, let me. This is the pick that I thought might get some attention. Let's
We've
say.
been very happy with your picks so far.
Well, I appreciate that. It makes me
considering
feel
you
pretty
prefaced it
good.
with like my picks all suck.
No,
I've
I
been
didn't
pretty
preface it that way. I was just a little insecure about the picks.
I like them all too.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. I won't have to go home and listen to Iron Chic tonight.
Maybe you should.
Well, I could have recommended a specific song for this.
So my last pick, this is a band that when I went to punk rock bowling, we were just walking home after the show, and there was just like these 4 like homeless dudes on Fremont Street. Like, and when I say homeless dudes, I mean they had like their shoes were being held together with duct tape, and looked like they hadn't showered in, I would say, at least a week. And it's fairly common on Fremont Street, especially around the punk rock bowling time. But these guys also had like a stand-up bass and
know
like
exactly
a
who you're gonna say.
drum, and like it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And it was just like this flock of people just started circling around these guys, and it was the most intense, out of nowhere thing I've ever seen. And immediately I had to find out who these guys were. We missed their set at Punk Rock Bowling, but it was Larry and his Flask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. As soon as you started describing them.
Just blown away.
Yeah.
Like
They're insane live. They may be one of the best bands I've ever seen.
I
live.
saw them at Riot Fest that year. I already said I went, and they were opening for the Descendants. It was a huge, fucking monstrous venue, and they made that venue seem like it was the Republic, jam packed, oversold. Like it was so much fun to see them.
Yeah.
I saw them in Austin.
And you saw them here too, right?
Yeah.
At Broken City?
Here I saw them at Broken City. It wasn't a very packed show at Broken City. They were still awesome here.
Yeah.
But I saw them at Fun Fest in a venue that was smaller than this room here. Like
Yeah.
it was literally like a little hallway. I didn't even know how they had a venue in there, but
Yeah.
it was fucking phenomenal. And I was so hungover, and I did not want to be there. And I'd never heard them before, and they just blew me away. Like
Yeah.
I stand like they're. If you can see them live, they're one of those bands you got to go see live.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think their music holds up on the record too. Like there's a lot of bands I've seen live and really love their live show, and then it just doesn't translate to not record. I don't know what the fuck you call it, digital release. But you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't translate
Yeah, I get
to
it. I know
outside
what
the
you're saying.
show.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is one of those bands I think it really does translate. Like I really enjoy their music, and this was when this record came out, which was By the Lamplight. It was one of those records I just couldn't keep off. The song I chose was Out of Print. So there you have it.
Awesome. Thanks.
High Fives Podcast, episode 23 with Jeff.
Yay, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for taking to book a flight all the way from Vancouver just to come
just
here.
For this.
That's special.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel special. And Nate came in sick.
And you know what? And it just happened to be my dad's 75th birthday.
Holy shit!
What a
Where's your
coincidence.
dad? I guess we're going partying tonight.
Get the shoes.
It's happening. So we've got.
Oh, I gotta say this again. Stance punks. Kuzotare kaihoku.
Holy shit!
That was horribly done.
Dear Landlord, Whiskey and Records.
And Larry and his flask out of print.
バカ野郎空を睨んで必死に声を飛ばしたたったそれだけのことさそうだ一番大切なんだ気にするな君が望めば強く強く思えば僕らの世界が響くそうだここだここだ悲しみくれた夜はまるで世界で一人ぼっちそんな気がした窓の向こうに映っていたあの日の僕が拳を震わせて明日もまた強い風が横面を殴りつける気づかないうちに殺されてゆくよ今ここにある僕らの自由が今しか見えないどれだけの言葉が僕らの目の前を駆け抜けたんだろう花は咲く場所選びはしないんださあ今だ立ち上がれ僕らクソ誰だおいおいおいおいおいおいおいおいああ君の言葉が怖くて下を向いてたけど僕ら生きることに何の意味もないそんな世界ならぶん殴ってやる、夜の冷え切ったフェンスをよじ登り僕らが合わせた夢色あせるなバカだったあいつら大好きだったあの子胸に抱きしめてゆく僕らクソ誰だ夜の冷え切ったフェイスをよじ登り僕らが汗だ夢色あせるな輝く明日を僕らの明日 close to getting the guts tonight to fix what I want when I think about last night. Blacked out drunk, still feel lonely, it's all kinda blurry. Fucked up until this time. This time I can't hear it, I can't hear it, I can't hear it, I can't hear it. The sound's drowned out by wheels of naked. I can't hear it, I can't hear it, I can't hear it, I can't hear it. The sound's drowned out by he's a shithead. Can't even come close to getting the guts tonight to fix what I want when I think about last night. Blacked out drunk, still feel lonely, it's all kinda blurry. Fucked up until this time. Contemplate my sanity, the soul that's now betrayed. Life helps me, nice start to feel again. Take to pull myself away, have another drink today. It's whiskey, records again. Yeah, yeah, whiskey, records again. Yeah, whiskey, records again. Whiskey, records again, again.
Page by page keeps turning when you can't seem to read a single word. The night seems heavy of its yearning for something never spoke but only heard. Tell them it's the season or blame it on the matador. Force it on your auntie or a friend. When it comes right down to it, nothing really seems to fit. You know it all the way down to the end. The name of the game is quite unfriendly, with lots of syllables, not many vowels. It's important that you treat it very gently, for it often gets mistook for something foul. His spine has cracked and dried, watermarked and died. Wasted time, I know you thought you tried. Tell them it's the season or blame it on the matador. Force it on your auntie or a friend. When it comes right down to it, nothing really seems to fit. You know it all the way down to the end. Tell them what your good is for. The skeletons will wash ashore, absolving you from all unholy sin. When it came right down to it, nothing ever seemed to fit. You know it all the way down to the end.
Let's start, and then we can get Jeff some water right after our first little bit. I like to see him stress out here a little bit. Put some more pretzels in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm totally stressed.
You got the headphones, all right? What else you want? We got Purell.
We do have Purell.
It's brought to you by Purell. Got a cold?
Purell.
Make sure other people don't get it.
Purell.